that's a thing. Yes, our ship 30 captain's table thing was driving me mad at this stage. This was only the second day I was doing it, though, in my defence. And can I just point out that, Vivaldi came into its own. I was still ploughing through my captain's table homework, but the tile pages view saved my sanity, because I needed to look at these two files at the same time. But more on that later. Tesco, I would like to say they surpassed themselves, but they can't tell the time, can they? This is proving problematic. It was booked for 9 o'clock. They rang at 7:30 to see if they could just come straight away. Mike, you were very forceful, weren't you?
I was.
No, I'm literally just going to sit down to my dinner. So they agreed a compromise, 8 o'clock, and they arrived at 5 past. But I think that's incredibly rude when you've booked a slot. But I did read this article. You know, one of these clickbait titles of something that customers do that the Tesco delivery staff don't like. And it was, they don't let them come whenever they want. Well, that's why I booked a slot, just saying. Anyway, that meant an early night, wasn't it? Which was just as well preparing for Sunday. This kind of happened out of the blue, really. Mike's totally forgotten what we did, but I haven't. No, because we were on the full Monty. We were tempted to the dark side of Ventura. Now, there was a rationale for this. My machine had basically given up the ghost of doing any updates, security or otherwise, to the full Monty. It wanted Ventura or nothing. So, yes, I looked at it. Upgrade now, it said. So, I didn't even go with a backup, did I, this time? Because my backup drive's broken. That's the second one in 4 months that's gone. So I thought, you know what? I'll just make sure that I've got all my data off the machine, unplug all my drives, and we'll head off into it. So I started to download it. It downloaded blindingly fast. Yeah, that was where the fun stopped, though. No, seriously, it took 39 minutes. But as it was pondering with its little self, it went to its first, suspended animation, bad things happened. And bad words were said. I mean, you do not need to see this in the middle of a system update. So what did I do? I thought, you know what? Nothing I can do. Carry on. Nothing to see. Until eventually it said about a minute remaining. So as I say, what's happened with the security updates? The security updates just won't update. So I'm looking at them and I've got like an increasing number of them, and I'm thinking I need to have these, and the only way was Ventura, so that was what we did. It's like the only way is Essex, isn't it? The only way is Apple's way. But when it rebooted, without asking me for a password, that's another saga. My computer was shut down because of a problem. I thought, no, it wasn't. It was shut down because you were supposed to be installing Ventura. So I said, okay, fine, get on with it. Then it said your computer was restarted because of a problem. And so it carried on, reminding me continually. Mike didn't discover the next bit for at least 5 days, which was everything needed permissions. So a lot of the permissions were there for audio and webcam, but the screen recording wasn't. So I don't know why you've got to redo that. Multiple times for multiple apps. But after I'd done the deed, you did the deed, didn't you?
I did indeed.
Then we had the inspector come in. Do you think they were from Apple? The inspector arrived. Isn't she gorgeous?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. There was a complete fiasco with Mike's install. We need to do a Mac Bite so we can share all of that. You may not see any difference with his desk, but trust me, Mike's total install took about 3.5 hours, didn't it? With shenanigans and cables.
Yeah.
And adapter. Yeah, it's all coming back to him now. But she's the inspector. Oh, she was fabulous. You'll notice at that point, this is not our cat. We don't have a cat. Lola was fascinated, wasn't she? When she's out and she sees a cat, she barks. When the cat came in the house, very tame cat, sitting on Mike's desk, she didn't utter a sound, did she? Not one peep. She was just stupefied. The cat then decided it needed to take the You'll see she's pressing keys and looking at the screen to see what happens. Your screen ended up brighter than usual, didn't it? She sat on the brightness key. But, at least it could have been worse. It could have been in the volume keys. Anyway, she did come to see me before she left. Luckily, you could only see Mike's naked shoulder on that because you were topless, weren't you?
I was.
Yeah. So, the cat saved you there. As I say, Lola was just stunned into silence. But she's now decided she wants one of her own to live here permanently. Or at least she did until we explained the concept of sharing the money for treats, that it would be 50% cat and 50% dog. Then she totally changed her mind. We have no idea what this cat's name is. You can see she's got a collar on and a bell on it, but there was no ID. So we've decided to call her Belle. Seeing as though that's the only clue we've got. But we really don't know. We think she lives quite close, but we're not sure. But she spent the majority of last week in the back garden, didn't she?
She did. That's where I found her.
So when Mike found her, then she wandered. And the dog was just... So that was great fun. Monday came around with my shiny new Ventura installation. What could possibly go wrong? I'm glad you asked. iCloud. I cannot... there are not words bad enough for me to explain how I feel about iCloud. I'm calling it the Living Nightmare Edition. It gets stuck. It gets stuck when it's uploading 2K. So obviously I do the Googles, see what other people are finding with it. And they're trying to upload 4 gig. And I'm like, why would you put 4 gigs worth of any data on iCloud? The only use of iCloud, the only thing it never complains about is backing up my iPads and phones. So that's pretty much all I pay for. Absolutely useless. And the thing is, when it goes into its suspended animation of not doing anything, it takes everything else down and everything else has to go really slow. I did find a fix. If you want me to demonstrate the fix, let me know. But I was there just waiting and waiting. How long could a full sync take when I had 24K to upload? Yeah, I wondered that as well. You'll notice, Adobe Firefly, I thought, what would it look like if I sat there till it actually finished? And then I found out. Yeah, I'd have lost a lot of weight. Very bad words were said. So Monday was pretty much a write-up, but when Tuesday arrived, Tuesday was fabulous. Adobe had something to share with us. Yes, something else to share with us. Which was they have taken the tools from Firefly and put them in Photoshop, or they will be doing in Q4 this year. But more on that shortly, because if you're in the know,